Welcome to Extra Classes. In today's video, we are going to discuss how to study and prepare evolution, a class 12th biology chapter, for the NEET exam. Evolution is not only conceptual, but also a high-weightage topic. If prepared properly, it can fetch you 3 to 4 direct questions in NEET. But before we begin, please join Extra Classes for free today. You will get access to the NEET test series, with 450 plus questions for the evolution chapter. The link is in the description. Origin of life is a small, but very important topic from the evolution chapter in class 12 biology. NEET often asks direct questions from it. So let's quickly revise the key concepts based on NCERT. First, know the earlier beliefs. Theory of special creation, where life was created by a supernatural power in 6 days. This is considered unscientific. Then comes the spontaneous generation theory. In this, the life originated from decaying matter, like maggots appearing from rotting meat. Later, experiments by Louis Pasteur disproved spontaneous generation. He showed that life arises only from pre-existing life. NEET may ask questions like, name of the experiment done by Louis Pasteur, or name of the experiment dismissed by Louis Pasteur. The currently accepted explanation is the chemical evolution theory, also called Oparin-Haldane hypothesis. About 4 billion years ago, Earth's atmosphere was reducing, with gases like methane, ammonia, water vapor, and hydrogen. The Earth was very hot, with volcanic eruptions and lightning providing energy. In this environment, simple inorganic molecules combined to form organic molecules like amino acids, sugars, and nucleotides. These led to polymers like proteins and nucleic acids, eventually forming the first primitive cell-like structures, called coacervates or protobionts. Proof came from the famous Miller and Urey experiment in 1953. They simulated early Earth's atmosphere in a closed flask with CH4, NH3, H2, and water vapor. They passed electric sparks to mimic lightning and maintained high temperature. After a week, they found simple organic molecules, including amino acids. NEET often asks, which experiment supported chemical evolution of life? The answer: Miller-Urey. Next is timeline of life. According to this theory, first life forms appeared about 3 billion years ago in water. They were heterotrophic anaerobes. Gradually, autotrophs evolved, leading to release of oxygen in the atmosphere. This oxygen formed the ozone layer, allowing more advanced aerobic life to evolve. Remember the sequence: chemical evolution, then protobionts, then anaerobic heterotrophs, then autotrophs, and then aerobic organisms. Let's quickly revise the key concepts of biological evolution, which is one of the most important sections in the evolution chapter. This covers Darwin's natural selection, Lamarck's theory, and concepts of adaptive radiation. The most famous explanation of evolution is Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. Key points includes overproduction of offspring, variation among individuals, struggle for existence due to limited resources, survival of the fittest, that is, those with favorable variations survive, and inheritance, that is, survivors pass traits to next generation. Over time, this leads to evolution of new species. Example often asked: Darwin studied finches in the Galapagos Islands, which showed beak variations adapted to different diets. Before Darwin, Lamarck's theory of inheritance of acquired characters was proposed. Like giraffes developing long necks because of continuous stretching. This was later disproved. Why Lamarck's theory was rejected? Experiments, like Weismann's tail-cutting experiment on mice, showed that acquired traits are not inherited. Evolution is explained better by Darwin's theory of natural selection and later, by modern synthetic theory. Here's a clear comparison chart of Lamarck's versus Darwin's theories. Evolution is supported by several morphological, anatomical, embryological, and paleontological evidences. The most important ones for NEET are: homologous organs is divergent evolution. What are homologous organs? Organs that have the same structural design and origin, but perform different functions. Few examples are forelimbs of humans, whale flippers, bat wings, horse legs. All have the same bone arrangement, humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, phalanges, but functions differ. For example, grasping, swimming, flying, and running. The significance of these organs is to show divergent evolution, that is, same ancestor but different adaptations. Let's explore analogous organs, as in convergent evolution. Analogous organs are defined as the organs that have different origin and structure, but perform similar functions. Examples are, wings of bat versus wings of butterfly, eyes of octopus versus eyes of humans. The significance is that, convergent evolution shows different ancestors with similar adaptations, due to environment. Let's explore vestigial organs. These are the organs that are present, but non-functional in an organism, though they were functional in ancestors. There are several examples in humans. Appendix, wisdom teeth, tailbone or coccyx, nictitating membrane, and body hair. The significance is that, these organs indicate evolutionary remnants and descent from ancestors. NEET often asks, which organ in humans is vestigial? Now you know the answer. Let's study embryological evidence. This was proposed by Ernst Haeckel in Ontogeny Recapitulates Phylogeny. It was observed that early embryos of vertebrates like fish, reptiles, birds, and humans look similar. For example, presence of gill slits, notochord, and tails. This theory suggests organisms had a common ancestry. The idea of recapitulation is considered oversimplified, but embryological similarity remains evidence of evolution. And finally, the fossil evidence. Fossils are preserved remains or impressions of organisms from past geological ages. Common examples are fossil of Archaeopteryx, which shows features of both reptiles, that is, teeth and tail, and birds, that is, feathers and wings. Another example is horse evolution, which shows gradual change from small, multi-toed to large, single-toed animals. Fossil evidences provide direct evidence of evolution and transitional forms. Here's a visual flowchart for quick revision. Next is Hardy-Weinberg principle. The Hardy-Weinberg principle states that allele frequencies in a population remain constant from generation to generation, in the absence of evolutionary forces. This state of constancy is called genetic equilibrium. Genetic equilibrium is maintained only if population is large. Random mating occurs. No mutation occurs. No migration occurs. And no natural selection happens. If any of the following conditions are violated, then allele frequencies changes and evolution occurs. Gene flow results in movement of alleles due to migration. Genetic drift results in random change in allele frequencies, which has strong effect in small populations. Mutation results in new alleles introduced. Recombination results in new gene combinations. And then, natural selection that favors some alleles over others. Here's a neat example question. Practice more on extra classes. Last but not the least, let's study human evolution. Human evolution is the evolutionary process leading to the appearance of modern humans, Homo sapiens, from primate ancestors. Primates appeared around 15 million years ago. Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus lived in Africa and Asia. Dryopithecus was ape-like, while Ramapithecus was more man-like. Then came Australopithecus, about 4 million years ago in East Africa. First human-like primate or the ape-man. Bipedal, walked upright. Omnivorous, used simple tools. Homo habilis came around 2 million years ago. Known as handyman. Their brain capacity was 650 to 800 cc. They made stone tools. They were omnivorous, partially arboreal. Homo erectus came around 1.5 million years ago. Fully upright posture, with brain capacity of 900 cc. They used fire for cooking and protection. And hunted animals. Then came Neanderthal man, aka Homo neanderthalensis, around 100,000 years ago, with brain capacity of 1400 cc, which is close to modern humans. Used hides to protect body, buried the dead. Lived in caves in Europe and Asia. And finally, the Homo sapiens, the modern humans. Modern humans appeared about 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, with brain capacity of 1450 cc. They used highly developed tools, made some great cave paintings, and started agriculture. Originated in Africa, then migrated globally, which is, out of Africa, hypothesis. Following are some of the common NEET question types. Arrange species in correct evolutionary order. Match brain capacities with species. Identify who used fire, who made tools, and who buried the dead. Practice with more questions on extra classes. Here's the strategy to study evolution effectively. Read NCERT line by line. Underline examples, dates, and scientists' names. Make short notes, keep a one-page summary with formulas, like Hardy-Weinberg, differences, like Lamarck versus Darwin, and timelines. Use mnemonics for human evolution sequence. For example, ape habilis eats nuts slowly. Practice previous year NEET questions on extra classes. Many are repeated or modified. So, that's how you prepare the chapter Evolution for NEET Biology. Stick to NCERT, practice previous year's questions, revise regularly, and this chapter can be your scoring area. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more NEET-focused strategies. All the best for your NEET preparation. Join extra classes for free today. Use the promo code in the description.